Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Adrien Broner beat Blair, Tank and Frank Martin 7 days away is fight week, and boxers and their legal troubles. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. So let me get a sound check. If you can hear me, just put a 1 in the chat. Let me get a sound check. Let me see who's joined me already. Who in the building? H Money, what's going on? D-Town Funk in the building. What's up, homie? All things. Salute. Salute. What's going on? Flyer Frequency. What's up? Jonathan Simon. What's up? What's up? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Jay Henderson. What's going on? Realistic Washington fan. What is up? All things. Salute. Salute. All right. We got a couple ones in the chat. So how's everybody doing this afternoon? How's everybody doing this afternoon? Man, it's finally fight week. It's finally fight week. I'm excited. And I wait to see the Tank and Frank Martin fight. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Now, we had a lot of mixed reviews for the fight. It's been kind of going back and forth, and it's kind of interesting to see the roller coaster. At first, it was Man, Tank don't never fight no black fighters. I want to see him fight a slick black fighter. Then the rumor that he might fight Frank Martin. No, he ain't gonna fight Frank. He gonna fight Ryo. He gonna fight Pitbull again, right? The rumor started swirling. He fighting in the UK. I mean, we heard every single rumor that was possible about who Tank was fighting next, right? And then the Frank Martin fight was announced. Then we went on another roller coaster. Why he fight Frank Martin? Frank Martin, the prospect. Frank Martin this, Frank Martin that. Why he pick Frank Martin? Why he ain't fighting Shakur? Why he ain't doing this? Why he ain't doing that? Now we've circled back to Frank might stop. Frank, this is gonna be a tough fight for Frank. For Tank. This is gonna be a cherry pick gone wrong. This is gonna be this. This is gonna be that. So it's a lot of mixed feelings about this fight, and I think they just kind of throwing them all out there. So when the result come, they can fall back on the, oh, he was a prospect. Oh, he was a cherry pick. They said every single scenario. I've heard every single scenario you could possibly think of about this fight. But what are y'all thoughts about the fights? Let me know and drop it below. What y'all thoughts about the fight? What do y'all think about the fight? I'm excited about the fight, man. It's just something about one of your quote unquote favorite fighters fighting, especially when a lot of people are doubting them or thinking that there's a possibility that they could lose, and them fighting, you know, quote unquote better competition and top competition. D Town Funk say he can't wait. And I think, and it's a couple of arguments that I would like for people to dig with the whole Tank, that whole boy, what's going on? Tank don't fight nobody, and all he fight is flat-footed Mexicans and this and that. Because just to give my 2 cents, I just start to think that that's a mute point. From my understanding, like 85% of the division are quote unquote Mexican fighters, and they keep saying Mexican, but Tank didn't fight all Mexican fighters. They're from different places: Puerto Rican fighters, Guatemalan fighters, all these different places these fighters are from. They're not all Mexican fighters, right? I know a lot of people just want to bunch them up and throw them in that category, but they keep wanting to say, "Oh, he fights these Mexican fighters," and then when they try to say that, I bring up the point. I'm like, God, and not to deflect or nothing, but I'm like, Devin Haney had 23 of his fights in Mexico. So how is that a good argument? Like I don't understand how is that a good argument. So let's see what y'all saying about the fight. Somebody say, all things say this fight should be fire. It should be fire, but let's say Tank go in there and he beat Frank in rounds in the first 3 rounds. Then what people gonna say? Oh, it was a cherry pick. Oh, this and that. Oh, he should have fought Shakur. Like, and that's all I keep hearing. He should fight Shakur. He should fight Shakur. Guys, there's other fighters in the 135 division besides Shakur, right? If that's gonna be the big fight, if that's gonna be Shakur's biggest fight and Tank's biggest fight, why are they gonna make both of their biggest fights right now? What they gonna do after that? Y'all understand like the business of boxing and how this stuff works? Jay Henderson say I was just about to state most of the division are immigrants. Exactly. Exactly, Jay Henderson. So it's just a mute point. Like it's just these arguments people want to make. Like he just got a plethora of black fighters that he can choose from to fight. It don't make sense. Johnny Durag in the building. What's going on? He said, I know it's the amateurs, but Frank Martin did drop and beat Virgil Ortiz. Frank Martin beat a couple of people in the amateurs that was pretty good. I mean, I don't know what these people all they want is Tank to fight one fighter. If Tank beats that one fighter, then what is he going to do? Shakur is going through his transition right now. He's figuring out, you know what I'm saying, what it is he wants to do. If he gonna re-sign with Top Rank, if he gonna be a free agent, and let's just give our 2 cents on that about that a second, real quick, about Shakur Stevenson and him becoming a free agent. Now, from my understanding, no, I don't know everything about boxing. I'm just going off of my knowledge and what I know. Shakur Stevenson is managed by Jay Prince. And from what I understand, every fighter that's been managed by Jay Prince has been signed to Top Rank. If anybody knows a fighter from Jay Prince that was ever a free agent, please let me know and drop it below. And or if you know a fighter, and then a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, Shakur gonna sign to Floyd Mayweather. Is he gonna sign to Floyd Mayweather? Do Jay Prince and Floyd Mayweather even fool with each other?" Because a lot of people say, "Well, Floyd Mayweather was able to get out of his Jay Prince contract, but he wasn't able to get out of his Jay Prince contract without no bloodshed. That was damn near an all-out war for Mayweather to get out that contract." It wasn't like he was just like, "Oh, here's the money, let me go." No, 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 that didn't go like that. Y'all hear the stories? They had to come in the gym with the bats. It was blood. It was this. There was some bloodshed. There was a war going on, and I don't know if Shakur liked that. I don't know if Shakur got that type of backing to just tell Jay Prince, "Listen, I ain't trying to be with mob ties no more. I'm out of here. I'm about to be a free agent. I'm about to go sign with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm about to go do my own thing." So my question is, all this talk about Shakur being a free agent, I'm not saying it's not a possibility. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying that based off of the past, they say the past is a great tale of future events. In the past, I haven't known any of Jay Prince fighters to be with anybody but Top Rank or to be a free agent. Maybe they will be. I don't know. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. Johnny Durag say Loma versus Tank brings in more money over Tank versus Shakur. I actually think a lot of fights bring in more money than Shakur. I think the Tank Pitbull rematch brings in more money than Shakur. Like you mentioned, I think the Loma Tank fight brings in more money than Shakur. I think the Tank Inouye fight brings in more money than Shakur. All of these fights bring in more money than Shakur. I mean, I get it. You feel like Tank's the best at 135. You feel like Shakur's the best at 135, and you want to see them fight. But this is a business before it's a sport. So the business got to make sense for them to get in the ring. That whole boy say everything Tank does isn't good enough. When he does fight Shakur and beat him, they won't give him credit. Oh, they're gonna have to give him credit. I'm sure it'll be Shakur was hurt. It was this. It'll be something. I mean, that's how it goes with every big fight. Clearly, as you can see. Johnny Durek say, "I don't want to see Shakur bunny hopping away from Tank all fight. At least Loma will bring a real fight." I mean, and that's another thing too. We got to consider Shakur's last fight was on a Thursday. He fought on a Thursday night. And a lot of people had an issue with his last performance. Now, I'm not saying his last performance is an indication of who he is as a fighter, but his last performance wasn't that great. So why would Tank fight Shakur off of a bad performance? It just doesn't make any sense. Jay Henderson say Jay Prince and Floyd aren't good like that. Maybe over the years they may have eased up. Maybe. And I've also never known Jay Prince to work with Al Heyman. Can anybody give me any instances where Jay Prince worked with Al Heyman? Because like I said, I don't know everything. So I could be missing some information. And if I get some new information, then maybe I'll change my stance. But as of right now, I don't know. And I did see an interview with Bob. Let me see if I can find it. You know how you see some on Twitter. How do y'all save stuff on Twitter so I could just go back to it when I see it? Because it'd be like damn near impossible to go back to clips when you see them on Twitter. But I seen an interview with Bob. Let me try to look it up. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. And the thing that I don't like that Bob does is he likes to try to make it seem. He tries to talk in the interviews like, "Oh, if you do this and you do that, then if you resign, you will get these things." And it's like, well, why you want to dangle this stuff in my face when it's time for me to resign, and then I mess around and resign and I don't get those things. And I noticed that Bob does that. Let me see if I can find his interview. I want y'all to give me y'all 2 cents to tell me the conclusion that you came away with about this. Let me see if I can find it. Bing. Nope, it's not gonna come up. Okay, let's see. And it's a lot of people that want to be like, Oh well, there's no guarantee he'll get the Tank fight if he signed with PBC. Well, I mean, you know, I know, PBC know, Shakur know, and Tank know. If he signed with the PBC, he's signing for the Tank fight. So why would you even try to play PBC like that? Like they just go, like he's just this big income maker, and he gonna go over there and they gonna try to play him for the fight. Like I don't understand. So let's see. Let's see some of y'all comments. Says, I think Shakur may resign with Top Rank, keep his greatness, but go where though? Jay Henderson, what is he gonna do? It's because the thing that is not being said, which is my 2 cents. I think if he leaves Top Rank and wants to do something different, he's also gonna have to get new management. That's what I'm saying. If he leaves Top Rank, he's gonna have to leave Jay Prince too. Shakur will shut up, take less money, and do what Jay Prince tell him to do. I hope it be a good fight. I hope Frank can put Tank in deep waters. Got Tank. Yeah, I got Tank. Facts. That's a good point. I don't know of a time when Jay and Al worked together directly. This is Tank versus Martin card that's filled with names. A low-key good fight on the card is Cameron Davis and Elijah Garcia. Absolutely. And we keep trying to focus all our attention on these Saudi cards like these is just the best cards in boxing history. When I think it's just listen, there are good cards. I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's just being a little bit overhyped in my opinion because we want to act like PPC don't put on good cards too. It says Shakur shouldn't even sign with Al if the Tank fight isn't in it. Wouldn't make any sense for him. Exactly. So we saying that as if Shakur not gonna be able to hold on. The Melvin Hill podcast, what's going on with your avatar? I just peeped that. Yeah, you better not get me banned on here. But Shakur shouldn't even sign with Al if they're not gonna give him the fight. It only makes sense. So let me see if I can get this up here. All right. All right, here we go. Now I want y'all to listen to this and give me y'all 2 cents and interpretation about it with what Bob is saying. Now let me know if y'all can hear it.
The legendary Bob Arum. I'm Johnny Boy Boxing with Fight Hub. I just want to ask you about Shakur Stevenson. How likely is it that Shakur will get the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis? Have you been in talks with them? Is it really difficult to deal with the PBC?
Well, the answer to that is no. We haven't talked to the BBC about Gervonta Davis because Shakur's contract with us ends with his July fight.
So all of this, Shakur can make the fight. I mean, Tank can make the fight. He said he could do whatever he want. Bob is just telling you they haven't even talked to the PBC about the fight. They haven't even talked to him about the fight because they're not even trying to make it right now, and they haven't been trying to make it. I've heard Bob say on several occasions, why would I'm not making a Tank fight. Or he'll say, well, why would I make a fight with Tank when I got plenty of people Shakur could fight over here? Or if we do fight Tank, we got to go to Saudi Arabia, and there's no such thing as an A side. All the A side talk is stupid. I heard Bob saying all of this contradictory stuff, but he's saying everything but let's fight. Here we go.
So, we have to see if they were going to do an extension, and then we're certainly happy to talk to them about Gervonta Davis.
If he can't secure the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, would you consider facing him against Lomachenko, being that it's an in-house fight and Lomachenko is ready? He's going to be fighting for that title.
But you're not reading me correctly. Shakur will be a free agent after his July 6th fight. At that particular point, we have to know what his plans are before we can make any commitments for him because we may not be his promoter.
Okay, but assuming he does resign, you have other plans just in case, those contingency plans just in case he does sign with you.
Well, if he does resign, we have some really interesting fights for him, but I'm not going to go into that.
If he does resign, we have some really interesting fights for him. See, he's not saying, oh, if he does resign, we'll definitely get the Tank fight done. We'll definitely get the Loma fight done. He's not saying that, guys. So a lot of this pressure or quote unquote responsibility is put on Tank to make the fight when I keep saying Bob is the one in between this. He is the one, the middleman in this right now. It's really kind of on Bob if the fight happens.
Because right now he's a free agent after July 6th. He's been a great fighter for us. We've enjoyed promoting him, and we'll see what happens down the line.
Absolutely. And switching gears really quickly.
So what's y'all 2 cents about that? What's y'all 2 cents about that? Because y'all heard what Bob just said. He is not discussing nothing. See, that's the thing. He's not discussing anything unless you re-sign. That's basically what he's saying, or that's basically what I heard him say. He's not discussing anything unless you re-sign. So for you to say, "Oh, I don't know if I go over to PBC if they'll give me the Tank fight," you don't know if you re-sign with Top Rank if he'll give you a Tank fight. So you kind of got to take a risk and a gamble. Nova say, "Oops, thought Jay Prince was Shakur's father." I know you joking, Lenovo. You know that's not that man's father. Jay Henderson say Shakur shouldn't even sign with Al. The Tank fight isn't in it. Wouldn't make any sense. But where is he going to go? You got to think too. You got to kind of add this. Shakur been getting, I don't know how much a fight, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million a fight. Where is he going to go that's going to give him that kind of money? Will he go to the zone? Will Eddie Hearn give Shakur that money? You get what I'm saying? Where is he going to go? Or I haven't seen any videos coming out of any promoter saying, "Oh, well, I'll sign Shakur. I'll take Shakur. I'll definitely sign him." See, when people found out Tank was about to be a free agent, people was getting cease and desist letters before his contract was even up because they was trying to sign him. They was all on the videos talking about they'll sign Tank, all in his DMs. I'm not hearing that about Shakur. That whole boy say most of them Saudi fights aren't that great for real, for real. Had some good fights, but all they doing is putting a bunch of big names on the card, but not matching up the fights we want to see. But hold on, that whole boy, I thought Saudi Arabia was giving the fans the fights they want to see. That's what they doing. They saving boxing. What you mean? They giving the fights to finish the fights they want to see. Shakur should know Bob more than likely won't be able to make a Tank fight. Look at Bud and his situation with EJ. Bob couldn't land that fight. I don't think he couldn't land it. I don't think he wanted to land it. What's up, Greets? How's it going? Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And be sure to help support the channel. There's several ways you can support the channel. You can punch the like and subscribe button. Those are free. You can make sure you comment in the chat. Those are all the free options and ways to support the channel. I'm not monetized, but if you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can send a cash app to 2 cents boxing, cents with a S, and it'll be greatly appreciated. All donations will be used to help improve the audio and visual quality of the channel. I'm currently in the process of, building me a little podcast studio. Thinking about maybe being on camera soon as the channel grows. But just help support the channel, man. This takes time out of my day, time away from family, kids, cooking, cleaning, all the stuff that I got to do as a wife and as a parent. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy coming to talk to y'all. So just be sure to help support the channel, whether it's punching the like and subscribe button, whether it's conversing in the chat, or whether it's just monetarily by sending the cash app to 2 cents boxing. So let's get back to this. So what y'all think about what Bob said? And honestly, why the Melvin Air podcast say the avatar is my logo? Well, what you talk about on your podcast? That would be my next question. If Shakur could get that guaranteed in the contract for a Loma fight, and that's what I'm saying, Shakur can't even get the Loma fight, and Loma on his side of the street. Loma on his side of the street. Why Bob won't give him the Loma fight? And it's another thing you got to understand. Bob has all those belts over there at 135. He's not about to let Shakur leave with those belts and possibly give PBC control of those belts at the 135 division. You get what I'm saying? He's not about to do that. So y'all gotta take all of these things into consideration. It's not just like you wake up one day and you be like Tank gonna wake up one day, he gonna hop out the bed, he gonna be brushing his teeth. When he look in the mirror, he gonna say, I want to fight Shakur. He gonna get on the phone, he gonna talk to Al, he gonna tell Al, I want to fight Shakur. And then Al gonna call Bob and say, Bob, Tank wants to fight Shakur. I'm about to send you a contract. It don't work like that. Dragon Assassin's official in the building. What's going on? How you doing? That whole boy say I never said that. I don't know who he talking to. Shakur is great, but I think he may not be as exciting as people want him to be. Just a thought. I mean, Creole the Traveler, what's going on? That's cool. I mean, is the issue that he's not exciting? We've seen some decent. I mean, I think we've seen some decent performances from Shakur. That's pretty exciting. I mean, we cannot base Shakur's whole career off of his last fight. I think Shakur's a good fighter. I think he's a great fighter. Maybe he has the potential to become a star, but you're not going to do that by fighting Tank like this. Even if, let's say Shakur fight Tank and he beat Tank, the stardom doesn't transfer over like that. The stardom doesn't. You don't not all of a sudden everybody that was buying the Tank pay-per-views gonna buy your pay-per-views. As we could see with Ryan Garcia, the stardom does not transfer over like that. Now Ryan Garcia is a quote unquote star in his own right, and we're gonna talk about him here in a second because he has a lot going on. But it just doesn't work like that. It just does not work like that. Let's see realistic Washington fans say the only way Shakur get the Tank fight is he go to PBC. That's what I'm saying. The Melvin Air podcast say 2 cents the logo won't cause any issues. That's cool. I'm just messing with you. But what's your podcast about? Real quick. Because that's a crazy logo. Edward Morris in the building. What's going on? Oh, I see I got a cash out. Shout out to Jason Henderson for the $5 holler. Listen, if y'all don't want me saying y'all government names on here, just put it in the little thing what your screen name is. I appreciate that. Any donations to the channel are greatly appreciated. I'm only on here once a week, every Sunday, 5 p.m. Sometimes I might be a little late. A few times I might be a little early. It says, for the channel, you keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Jonathan Simon says, Bob Arum only want to do a cross promotion unless it's Mayweather versus Pacquiao type of big event. And that's another I'm glad you brought that up, Jonathan. That's a good point because a lot of people want to believe that Tank and Shakur will be the biggest fight in boxing. And I think it'll be the biggest fan fight in boxing, the biggest hardcore fan fight in boxing, but monetarily, I don't think it'll be the biggest fight in boxing. I just named about 2 or 3 fights earlier that will be bigger than Shakur and Tank. And people just gotta accept that. I think the fight will be made. We just gotta wait. Creole the Traveler say support 2 cents boxing. Shout out. Make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. I'm currently at 919 subscribers on the road to 1,000. So make sure y'all like and share the content. If you haven't already, press the subscribe button. Please do that. It says Bob Arum is protecting Lomachenko. That's why. And Shakur is too risky for him to fight and take the belts away. I don't know why he protecting Lomachenko. He's already lost to T.O. He already lost to Haney. I mean, what is he protecting? He probably about to retire. Reese say Shakur a cap monster. I'm starting to think Shakur is being contradictory and just saying crazy stuff on purpose. I think it's part of his marketing. Because some of the stuff Shakur say, I'm like, dude, that don't make no sense. It says I'm looking at his last 2-3 fights. He's got to start putting some real beatings on people. The Melvin Air podcast, I could see Shakur at Matchroom. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Shakur go to Matchroom. Does Jay Prince work on Matchroom? Have y'all ever known any of Jay Prince fighters to be at Matchroom? But Jay Prince might want to step into that Saudi money. I mean, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. H Money in the building. What's going on, H Money? It says Shakur's a good fighter, but he needs to start fighting a fighters for us to see just how good he is. Oh, he needs to start fighting a fighters. Well, I mean, let everybody tell it. B Town Funk. Shakur got a better resume than Tank. The Guru in the building. What's going on? Jay Henderson. People just like Loma. People do like Loma. Loma got several losses on his record, and I don't know why. He's still a top level fighter. He's still top competition. But let that be anybody else. They should retire. They should do this. They should do that. And now, speaking of that, let's switch gears here for a minute. Somebody say subscribe and find out if we the realest. H Money say stop hating on Shakur. No, H Money, we not hating on Shakur. We just trying to figure out what his next move's gonna be. I just played this interview. I think you missed it with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum is saying, if Shakur re-signed, they were trying to ask him if Shakur re-signed, is he gonna take the Tank fight? And Bob said if Shakur re-signs, we got some interesting fights for him. He didn't mention the Tank fight. He didn't mention the Loma fight. So we just trying to see what's next for Shakur. Is he gonna go to the Zone? Is he gonna go to PBC? Is he gonna be a free agent? Maybe try to work directly with the Saudis? Like, what exactly is he going to do? Because I've never known. Y'all check out the Melvin Air podcast. He just put his link in the chat. Go subscribe to the channel, because we've never known anybody or any of J Prince fighters to work with anybody but Top Rank. And when Mayweather wanted to get out of his contract with J Prince, we knew it had to be some bloodshed going on. So we trying to figure out, what's going to be going on. But we're going to see after July. It says Shakur not leaving Top Rank. He has a WC belt. Bob going to lock him in for another year or two. He do got that belt. Is Bob going to let him leave with that belt? But they keep talking about all this free agent talk. So I don't know. I don't know if you just be like, I'm a free agent, and then you see what kind of offers you get, and then he go back to Bob and be like, look, these people want to offer me this and this. Are you willing to match it? Are you willing to do this? Which is smart. That's smart. See what other offers you have available. Take them and see if Bob will give you a price match, and then see what's going on with that. But what did y'all think about the Adrien Broner fight? What's y'all 2 cents about the Adrien Broner Blair Cobb fight? What did y'all think about that fight? What did y'all think about that fight? Shout out Fight Hub and Fight Hype TV.
And to tell you the truth, something did hurt me. I was like on Instagram, and like Ryan Garcia was like rooting AB on, saying, yeah, I did this to his baby mama. I DM'd her and this and this and that. I'm like, look, that was hurtful, because I thought we was boys. But you know what? Get your girl out of my goddamn DMs. It's my time. Blair is the most exciting man in boxing, and I'm the people's champion. Woo!
Now, I showed y'all that video because I want y'all to see. As you know, in the first round, Adrien Broner got dropped, and he got his tooth knocked out. He walked smooth right into the punch. Now, it's reported that once Adrien Broner got knocked out and fell, let me see if I can find a knockout, that he tore his shoulder and fractured his elbow. So a lot of people saying, oh, he was being gun shy, he wasn't letting his hands go. It could be due in part to the fact that he tore his shoulder and he fractured his elbow. Is that an excuse? Listen, it's an injury. It's a legit injury that he had. I'm not saying it was an excuse. I'm not saying that if he wouldn't have did that, he would have won the fight. I'm just saying that this is probably the reason why he didn't let his hands go as he should. But if you notice later throughout the fight, he started getting on Blair a little bit. And I showed the video. Y'all seen Blair's face. He was all bruised up and battered up. And I even seen AB rock him a few times in the fight. Now, a lot of people say AB done, AB should retire. But me personally, my 2 cents, I think AB got maybe 2 or 3 more fights left in him. I'm not saying he gonna win, but I'm saying he can use his name and his stature and his fame to collect a couple of more checks before he completely retires from the game. He looked extremely rusty in the fight. I mean, he looked extremely rusty in the fight. You could tell ring rust played a lot in the fight. Bladder Flare is not that good. Adrien Broner started getting his rhythm. It was just too late in the fight, and he was injured. So I don't know. I don't. A lot of people saying AB done. He should retire, but y'all comparing him to prime AB. You can't compare him to prime AB. I think he can get in there and get another fight or two, and then he could retire right off in the sunset. Maybe go start him a podcast or something. That whole boy say Bud was saying all this is true and resign with Top Rank. Yep. The negotiations are going to be good. The Novo say no undefeated fighter should sign with Mayweather Promotions. The Guru say Broner done, yo. Why you think he done, Guru? Urgent American say Shakur will do the same thing Bud did, resign. It says AB still look gun shy. And then you see once he got knocked down, he got up and started letting his hands go a little bit more. But he didn't let his hands go as much as he should. But that could be due in part to him being injured. This is definitely the best shape that we've seen him in years. And he didn't even get to do a full. He did not get to do a full camp, and that could be due to the fact that he got kicked out of his last camp because he was obviously probably bullshitting and not being serious, and people just got tired of dealing with it. But I think Adrien Broner got another fight or two. He can collect another check, and then he needs to chill and sit down. The Melvin Air Podcast say we chop it up every day: life, relationships, mental health, entertainment, the Black perception and growth of nuclear family. Okay, Melvin Air Podcast is linked in the chat. Y'all subscribe. Amongst many other things. Says Cobbs isn't anything special. A prime AB puts him in a body bag. Absolutely. But we know AB is well past his prime. Well past his prime. So we can just get that prime AB stuff out of there. I think AB, he could become an exhibition fighter, right? I'm not saying he's going to be throwing exhibitions, but his next maybe 1, 2, 3 fights, people just going to be going to see AB. Nobody's expecting him to be a world champion. Nobody's expecting him to come back and be stomping on stuff. I don't think nobody's expecting that out of AB. It says Broner has not been the same since that Madonna fight. AB broke his elbow and dislocated his shoulder when he got put on his ass. It says AB allowed Reverend X to outbox him. Mr. Nincompoop is a 9 out of 10 round fighter. Johnny Durag, facts. Let's see. Black Cops reminds me of Ice-T in New Jack City. He do look like Ice-T. And what's next for Blair? Will Blair be able to land one big fight? You got AB on this record now. Will Blair be able to land one big fight? Get him a decent payday? Listen, Blair been at this for a long time. Says second half of the fight, AB definitely came on well. That's what I'm saying, Jay Henderson. The second half of the fight, AB picked it up. He had his timing a little better. He was catching Blair. He definitely was catching Blair. But for whatever reason, he would not get his head off the line. I'm like, AB, like, move your head, bro. That's like a basic thing. Just get your head off the line. What you doing? Yeah, AB becoming the gatekeeper. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with being a gatekeeper, especially after all the things that AB done went through, all the things AB done put his body through. Let him be a gatekeeper. Let him be a gatekeeper. It says it's more than a podcast. We really in the field. Could be one of your favorite rappers, community activists, businessmen or women, to the shooters and savages. Okay. D-Town Funk says, I don't even know what to say about the fight, so I'm going to say nothing. The obvious was seen. D-Town Funk, what is that supposed to mean? What is that? But what you feeling like? Should AB hang it up? But he got some more in him? Like, what's up? I don't know what you're saying. He refuses to let his hands go. He did the same thing against Pacquiao and Garcia. AB versus Haney. And y'all know what's funny is after the fight, They showed him walking back to the locker room, and he really thought he won the fight. But I think that's just a defense mechanism. I don't think AB really thought he won that fight. Um, it's kind of like AB, grow up, man. You know you didn't win that fight, even though it was a close fight with 93-96. I mean, if it wasn't for the knockdown, it could damn near could have been a draw probably. Says AB tried to get Blair to disqualify by talking ish at the end of the rounds. That's how I knew AB was losing. Says Blair say he wants to fight Boots. He will lose badly. I don't even think Boots gonna entertain Blair because what Boots gonna get out of that? If AB can squeeze two more checks and invest his funds, then that's what's up. We'll see. We'll see. The thing is though, he's not gonna be able to get this check, party, drink, gamble, and then try to prepare 3 months for another fight. He's going to have to continuously be in the gym, like a daily thing. Now he's injured. He's going to have to come off the injury, nurse the injury, strengthen it. He's going to have to be serious, probably more serious than he's ever been because he's older now. His body has taken a lot of wear and tear and all of that. So he's not just going to be able to just try to get ready in an 8-week camp like he normally used to do. And I don't think these boxers realize that the older you get, the more you have to put into this, the more serious you have to be, the more you have to take care of your body. Jay Henderson said AB's head movement has always been a little sketchy, but not having a full camp really hindered him. I think he's got a couple fights left just off his name. That's what I'm saying. Go and sell your name. Same thing with Deontay Wilder. But we got to get on Deontay Wilder, man, because he might need to chill because his life is really seem to be flipped upside down right now. Then Hobo said, I want to see AB fight one more time. He need to get his distance and range better. He let Blair touch him too much. And like you stalking and walking Blair down, you cutting the ring off, but you're not throwing no punches. And you know what's crazy? Like my son does this in sparring. Like he's good. He'll cut the ring off. He'll be in range of his opponent, but then he won't throw no punches. And he just sitting there getting jabbed. I'm like, let your hands go. Like you're right there. If you're in range, you should be punching. Don't just stand in range for him to hit you and you not letting nothing go back. Why are you doing that? I don't understand why he does that. The message Coach Calvin gave AB was inspiring. AB hot another two in him. Oh, AB got another two in him. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, did y'all hear Calvin yelling the whole like, "Oh, the right"? Like Calvin was yelling the whole fight. AB was just not listening. Was not listening. Pre-order Traveler say keyword is invest. But if AB would have invested some of that money correctly in the beginning, he would be straight right now, and he wouldn't be having all these troubles he's been having. Flyer frequency see AB got sucker punch, spit out his mouthpiece, then tried to pick his tooth back up. Yeah, he had to spit that tooth out his mouth before he swallowed it. I mean, he walked right into that punch, right in the beginning of the fight. And it's not even like Blair hit that hard. So it's like, come on. And I mean, Blair was hitting him. He wasn't even, AB was taking them punches. I think AB would have maybe had a better fight if he wasn't injured. It says, right, he was walking Blair down but refused to engage. Refused to engage. And you know, AB looked like he's gotten a lot slower too. AB hands used to be way faster than that. Calvin was mad at AB. I would have been mad at AB too, because you definitely could have had a better performance if you just let your hands go. You was right there in range, just standing there getting peppered with that jab. Sometimes a fighter will see something and want to try it, but they overthink it. Maybe. Fight game, what's going on? So last thing I want to talk about before I drop the link is boxers and their legal troubles. So just the other day, I heard that Ryan Garcia, and this is what I want to say about Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia was tripping. He's been tripping since before the Haney fight, right? And I said something's wrong with Ryan Garcia. You know, he really needs some help. But I still thought that he was still able to fight. I wasn't like, oh, that don't mean he can't fight because he's tripping. But the thing with Ryan Garcia, I feel like, is Ryan Garcia needs help. And his mental issues are being disguised under him being a troll. And he's not trolling. And I'm not saying Ryan Garcia needs help because he's talking about conspiracy theories over the internet. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Ryan Garcia needs help because he's clearly falling apart, right? He's all over the place. He's recording himself crying when he found out his mom has breast cancer. Prayers out to Ryan with his mom. Hope everything gets better. But like I can't imagine like already having some type of mental pressure going on. And Ryan Garcia been telling y'all he got mental health issues. Nobody wanted to believe him. He been saying he has mental health issues. But now, since you can act a fool on the internet and call it quote unquote trolling, it's being disguised as trolling when I don't think Ryan Garcia is trolling. So the other day, I'm trying to find this video, y'all. The other day, somebody said that the police were called to Ryan Garcia's hotel for a wellness check. So obviously he had something going on then. He was like, "Oh, I'm okay, I'm okay." And then the next day, Ryan Garcia is arrested for vandalizing the hotel that he is in. I'm trying to find a video. So I'm trying to find more about the story. If y'all know more about the story, let me know and drop it below what's going on. But hold on. Let's see. Let's see what this video say. Free Ryan. Prayer warriors, please. I need prayers a lot. Prayers can move mountains. Lord Jesus, save me. Why does he have his phone? Why does Ryan Garcia still have his phone? Kind of funny. Both Trump and I are in jail. I don't know if he is in jail, but I know he got convicted. This sucks, but I love Jesus and I'll be okay. Come on with the slow drip. And this is the video I was telling y'all about him posting about his mom. I gotta pause it. This is weird to record yourself crying. So what I'm looking for is a video of him getting arrested. I can't find it. It was a video showing him getting arrested at the hotel. The dude had headgear on. He had headgear on. Like, what is really going on, Ryan Garcia? So it sounds like they've put him in some type of mental facility and they're trying to give him some medication probably to calm him down. But even with that, with those psychedelic medications, if you take those medications and you stop taking those medications or you taking those medications with drugs and alcohol, it's really going to make you worse. So Ryan Garcia is giving me Adrien Broner 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like he's giving me AB 2.0. Only reason Blair won is because the years AB spent drinking. I can't say that's the only reason why he won, but that's the reason why he didn't perform well. That's definitely the reason why he performed well. AB was leery of snack tough cobs, and he definitely was on snack. Blair definitely looked in great shape. He definitely looked in great shape. It says Hanos need to get back with Snack. I know Victor Conti tried to toll him. I don't even know why Devin left Snack. Why did Devin leave Snack? Flyer frequency. Why would he not work with Victor Conti, the biggest fight of his career, when he's facing the biggest fighter and the biggest puncher he's ever faced? Why would he not work with Victor Conti? It says, how you gonna say free yourself? I noticed a lot of channels not going in on Wilder for domestic violence accusations. All I'm saying is, if this was Tyson Fury, it'd be spread all over. I can't respect the hypocrisy. Um, a lot of channels not going in on Wilder for domestic violence accusations. I really don't talk about. I mean, I may chit chat about it on here on the live, but I don't make videos about boxers and the domestic violence accusations. But just to give my 2 cents about that situation, I will say this. A lot of people are trying to discredit Taylor Swift or say, oh, she just was with him for the money. Now that he losing, she don't want to be with him no more. Now that the money about to dry up, she don't want to be with him no more. And all of this. And I'm thinking like those arguments don't make sense, because why do y'all think that because Deontay Wilder is losing, he's not making money anymore? Deontay Wilder has made tens of millions of dollars, if not at least $100 million with his fights. Those Fury fights grossed him a lot of money, and she was there with him after he lost the Fury fights. So, I mean, I don't get it. I don't think winning or losing is what makes a woman not want to be with you, especially as a boxer or any type of athlete. And a lot of people want to try to discredit her and say, oh, she was this and that. And I know I have a majority male audience, so I know y'all may not agree, but I just don't think that's fair. Or a lot of people may want to say, oh, well, she used to talk to Big Baby Miller before she was talking to Deontay Wilder. She it is and she it that. And I mean, what does that mean? Like, can she not talk to anybody else before she talked to Deontay Wilder? Can boxers not be her type? I mean, I don't understand that. And throughout the relationship, you didn't hear any things about her running around or doing this or doing that. So I think it's unfair to try to discredit her claims because she used to talk to another boxer. Like I don't think that's fair. I think it's unfair to try to discredit her claims because Deontay Wilder is losing. Because if he was violent while he was winning, you may think that the losing may affect him in a negative manner and it may cause him to become more violent. Now, could she be being vindictive, or could she be feeling some type of way because she's seen him with another light skinned woman at the fight? I mean, maybe. I don't know. But let's just try to take both sides of the argument and don't try to make it seem like, oh, she this and she that, and oh, if he was violent, then she just should have left, or she just should have did this and should have did that. Like, that whole domestic violence thing is like a whole nother spectrum of conversation, and we all know it's just not that simple, especially when you have kids with people, y'all got businesses together, um whatever the case may be. So I don't know, but whatever it is, it's a temporary restraining order. So maybe she feels like he may get a little violent or get really upset when he gets back, especially after the loss. Especially when he's been low key kind of stalking her and breaking into her emails and sending messages to people and kind of acting a little insecure about situations. And on top of all of this, we didn't hear anything about the breakup. Like, I think a lot of people are throwing the whole brother scandal out the window, like how his brother accused him of sleeping with his fiance and coming in between their relationship and this and that. So let's try to take all things into account. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like maybe the brother scandal was like a bit too much. Like, damn, I'm getting cussed out, spit on, you breaking my shit, you choking me, and now you cheating on me with your brother's fiance. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot for anybody to deal with, regardless. So whether they breaking up, whether they getting some time apart, whether Wilder need to get himself together, I don't know. But I'm not gonna just come on here and bash him, and I'm not gonna come on here and discredit her, because whatever they had going on in their relationship is whatever they had going on in their relationship, and hopefully they can work it out. But me seeing videos about how, oh, Big Baby Miller tried to warn her, like, this was 6 years, 6, 7 years ago. This was 6, 7 years ago. So It's not like this was a 3-month relationship and somebody tried to warn him, or a year relationship and somebody tried to warn him that she was this type of female and he didn't listen. Like, they have businesses together. She's created her own businesses. I mean, you get what I'm saying? She obviously wasn't just there for herself trying to get whatever she can get out of him based off what I've seen. Do I know? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, let's be fair. And I don't like how, you know, a lot of times when these things happen, the whole 100% accountability is on a woman. Do they have more of the accountability? Absolutely. But men got to be accountable too. It says then he probably hopped up and checked it, didn't like it, then started over again, cried again. I don't know what you're talking about. Said that nigga didn't leave snack. He just didn't have Vic at camp. He still took them weak ass vitamins. Says we already know what snack is legalized because he was under a microscope for 325 pounds overnight. But still, I don't care if I was under a microscope. I'm not gonna not be with what if it's cool, if it's legal, then what's the problem? Whether you under a microscope or not. Says Devin was running from the snack cheat associates. Says I believe she said all that because she saw him hand in hand with another woman over there in Saudi. But that whole boy, what about the whole scandal with the brother? I don't even hear people talking about that. Like, yeah, I didn't hear no men mentioning nothing about that. I heard a few people saying it wasn't right and that ain't right. But now that she's like, oh, I'm filing this restraining order, we broke up. I don't hear nobody saying, oh, they probably broke up because of the brother scandal. It's not even being mentioned. He says they only build you up eventually to tear you down in reference to Wilder, SMH. I hope that brother gets it in order. Yeah, I hope he gets it together. And then I found the article. I mean, not to just be shitting on Wilder, but I found the article from 2013, I think it was, where he got arrested in Vegas for choking his last baby mama. So I mean, he kind of got a history of like choking people. I don't know what that's about, but she obviously not making it up. Says Ryan's social status is going up, and that's what's crazy. Creole the Traveler says, yeah, it's unfair that she gets to make them claims without any evidence, and we supposed to believe her. I don't think she needs y'all to believe her. She not asking y'all to believe her. She didn't come to the public and say these things. She didn't go on live and say these things. She went to the authorities, which is that's the first thing you hear people say. Oh well, why she didn't go to the police? If he was doing this, why she didn't go to the police? Well, that's what she did. She went to the police to get the restraining order so she could feel safe. She didn't come on live and accuse him of these things. She didn't go on a podcast and accuse him of these things. She went to the police. Taylor Swift abuse accusations of Deontay all sound like rough sex she's enjoys. Well, that could be true, but maybe that it wasn't in that time period. It wasn't, it's a time and a place for everything in that. That it wasn't a time and a place for that. So she felt unsafe. Snack is the new Balco. Snack been around since Balco. It says I've spoke on it in Manager Marty Live. I definitely said she probably was saying all that because she was tired of the cheating. You get what I'm saying? It could be several reasons, guys, but let's just not try to throw a whole woman's history out there. And like, that's unnecessary. Like, they grown. They're both grown adults. There's no need to do that. Says a lot of it probably ain't true at 2 Cents Boxing. That's why a lot of what ain't true though. But how could you say it's not true? How could you say it's not true? I mean, none of it could be true. Him messing with his brother's fiance couldn't be true. Like, it all could not be true, or it all could be true. Let me drop this link in the chat so we can get some dialogue going on. But those are my topics for today. I just wanted to come up here and talk about that, man. These boxers with these legal troubles. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they get hit in the head or what, but it seems like these boxers are not making it through their careers without any type of legal troubles. I'm not sure what it is. He says because if it was, his ass will be locked up. Well, we shall see. We shall see. All right, who want to come up here today and drop their 2 cents? But I mean, Mayweather's been to jail. Tank's been to jail. All of these things were them being violent towards women. Well, no, Tank wasn't. I mean, technically he wasn't being violent towards a woman, but he did do a hit and run with the car. Floyd was being accused of being violent towards his woman. Um, one of them Russian boxers, I think, got got in trouble for being violent towards their woman. Like the football players and the boxers seems to have like a DV thing going on. I don't know if it's some be activated in their brain that make them be violent towards women. I'm not sure what it is, but it's crazy. But it's unfortunate what's going on with Deontay Wilder. I mean, it just is what it is. These boxers get to a point to where it's just the end for them. Like I think us as fans should be okay when boxers get to the end of their careers, and we shouldn't criticize them or discredit their whole career because now they're at the end of their career and they're not performing the same, they're not at their prime, they're older, they've been through things in life, whether it be drugs, alcohol, car accidents, legal troubles, parents dying, trainers dying, whatever the case may be, because all these things will affect you in your career. And it can affect you in your career no matter what you're doing, no matter if you was a stock trader, no matter if you ran a business, like all of these things can affect you. So I think once we realize these fighters are out of their prime, we just need to appreciate them for who they are and the things that they've accomplished versus degrading them and taking away all the things that they have accomplished throughout their career. Lenovo say brain injury fighters and football players. CTE brain injury fighters and football players. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking that we should take it into account. CTE, take that into consideration. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but we should take it into consideration. Andre Noble, what is going on? Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the topics we're talking about. Tank and Frank Martin coming up next Saturday. Who y'all got in that fight? Anybody want to click the link so we can go back and forth about this? I got Tank. I don't know if you're gonna stop him early in the fight or maybe around 6 through 8. I'm gonna go rounds 1 through 3 or round 6 through 8. He may come out and hop on him early. We got that whole boy in the building. What's going on?
Yo, 2 cents. Salute to you. How you feeling, sis?
Doing good. How you doing today?
And I'm breathing. Yeah, I just want to talk on AB. I don't really want to talk about people's personal business, but I see AB at least fighting 2 more times. And the only reason why I'm saying is number one, when he did turn up, he looked sharp for the most part, and his footwork definitely was on point, except for when Blair was throwing them body punches. I wish he would have worked on his defense a little better, but I think it's all from Russ. He wasn't in the
Yeah,
ring for a minute, not properly training, but he was looking okay for an old man in that ring.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. Okay, after the fight, I was like, he didn't look too bad. I think you need to turn your thing down.
Uh,
I heard some feedback. That's what I was saying. I was like, y'all, he didn't look that bad. Everybody like, he washed, he done. And I was like, I didn't get that from that fight. I got he was rusty, his timing was off. If he stays in the gym consistently, his next fight he will look way better. But we all know AB, and is he gonna do that? Is the question. Lucky
yeah,
McKenna's,
I
what's
agree
going
with you.
on? Get in, get lost in the script. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Well, go ahead.
But yeah, he definitely looked good with cutting that ring off, stepping to him. He just need to actually work on finding his range because he stayed on the end of that man's glove, and I was like, damn, if you'd have took another half step or full step in, he'd have been able to tear that. He'd have been able to tear Blair ass up.
Man, you seen it.
He
He
just need
almost
to find
stopped
his
him at
range.
the end of the fight. Like in that last round, like right before the final bell, he rocked Blair.
Yeah. That it was good showing for him to come back fighting an okay contender instead of that damn lawyer. That he didn't get enough work with that lawyer. But I think
Man,
I would like to see him fight at least one more time so I could actually really gauge if he should just go ahead and just become an exhibition fighter.
I mean, he damn near is an exhibition fighter. Nobody expecting AB to fight no top competition or no. We just want people just like AB. They want to see a build up and they want to see him fight. Like nobody's expecting you to be no world champion. Nobody's expecting none of that from AB. We just want to see him fight. That's it. So it would be great. You know, he would have the greatest comeback story ever if he could come back and win a belt. But AB is just not built like that.
Nah, the old AB, yeah. If he came in there with that mentality, I could see him taking a shot or a run at a belt. But from what I seen in that ring, I definitely would not put him in the ring with the top 10 at all.
And he was still ranked in the top 10. PGH Big Dog, what's going on?
That was a gift. That shit was a gift. We know damn well he ain't fought nobody to be ranked in the top 10.
It says AB, aka Pockets, is just a journeyman now. I mean, yeah, he a journeyman. And I do you think something is wrong with that? Like he's the youngest four division world champion. He gave some great fights. He made some great money. He's at the end of his career. Like, what should the expectation be that he still keep winning, or is it okay for him to transition over to being a journeyman?
Well, honestly, we diehard fans, used to know what he used to do. So we was hoping that he at least put Blair the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Blair.
Blair the Flair. You think they should do a rematch?
I mean, if AB wanted, yeah. I mean, I don't see no problem with it, but I don't want to see him fight him no more. I don't know. I got to look at who I would match him up against. Let me think about that for a little bit.
Yeah, Chad, who would y'all want to see AB fight next? Who would y'all think be a good, entertaining fight for AB? I mean, I wonder what his contract was with Don King, like how many fights he got. And I think I heard him mention that he's going back with BLK, but we'll see. So, what you got on this Tank and Frank fight coming up?
Oh man, well, I'm rolling with Tank, but I'm gonna give Frank definitely at least until the 10th round. I think Frank gonna take Frank to the least 10th, 11th round. Frank by stoppage. I mean, Tank by stoppage. Excuse me.
The 10th round?
Yeah.
I don't know, cause see, my only thing is like I like Frank. I've been following Frank. He's a good fighter. I think his levels, and I think that will
Hmm.
be exposed in this fight. But I think once Frank start getting hit by Tank, it's gonna change the game plan.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm going off of if okay, if he could do what Hector did to his ass and Hector Garcia, if he could touch Tank up a little bit like Hector did, he can definitely take it into the late rounds because
But I
Hector
don't
was
think
doing.
people realize Tank is getting touched by these people. In my just my 2 cents is because he's allowing it.
Yeah, yeah, he's a setup artist. I totally agree with that. I mean, he sets up his knockouts. They not fluke knockouts. They are all setups. But what I'm
So
saying is, Frank. I'm quite sure Frank hits harder than Hector. So I'm putting
that's why
my
he's not gonna get touched. He's not gonna be able to touch him like Hector. That's
maybe
the point I'm making. A lot of people like, oh well, if he can hit him like Leo Cruz was, but if he hits hard, he's not going to be able to hit him like Leo Cruz was because Tank's not going to allow that. Just like he didn't allow Rolly to hit him too much. You get what I'm saying? Like it depends on what you're offering. Now, if Frank go in there and set him up, like, hey, we 70% power, and then boom, I come out with this, maybe,
right.
but I don't know.
Then I think Tank going off go gonna be on go time. You feel me? I don't think he's gonna sit back and wait. I'm watching how he's training. I'm like, yeah, he's training for a war. So I'm just saying that like if Tank would take away Frank's jab, Frank gonna have a bad night because he sets everything up behind his jab. Now if he could take that jab away from him, yeah, he might get him out of there around like 6, 7.
But what make you think he's training for a war? Like, what are you seeing in his training?
I mean, it's just like I'm from what I'm seeing. This is my interpretation. It's like you can see the hunger, the anticipation, and what like how he's training. I mean, it don't seem or looks like his regular training that he normally do for like when he was training for Ryan or when he was training for Leo. I mean, it looks like he's really dedicated to this one said fight, trying to get this man about it. And then the interviews is lovely. I love the pressers. The pressers was fucking fire. He was on the Wallow and Gilly podcast, man. I was dying. You hear me?
Yeah, it
That
was
shit was
good.
very entertaining.
But it's not a lot of I mean, a lot of people talking about the fight, but it's not a lot of fan back and forth, or how people was with the Devin Ryan fight or the Earl Crawford fight. Like it's not like a lot of debating going on, really.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's not a real big backstory between them two for real, for real. So like the casuals really don't know, you know what I mean, about Frank like that. So you know what I mean. It's not, but from what I'm hearing, they sold out. So they
Oh
might
yeah,
not
they
be
sold
talking.
out within like
They
three
might not be
days.
talking about it, but motherfuckers is showing up.
And
Yeah,
I think that just shows that just because people are talking about a fight doesn't mean it's quote unquote popular or something everybody want to see. Because
yeah.
as you
Look
can
at look at
see,
Ryan and Dead fight. A lot of people was
yeah.
talking about that. They was
I
hyping that
mean,
shit up.
hyping it up. I mean, we
You
was
hear
talking about it
me?
for weeks.
Man, I could have swore they did big numbers. Coming to find out, they ain't even crack 500. So you
Frank
know,
said he gets constantly drug tested. As for Tank, we don't know. Listen, if Frank is getting drug tested, Tank is getting drug tested. You can't just drug test me and you not getting drug tested. I believe they both have to agree to the drug testing in the camp, in the contract. You can't just put in the contract you get drug tested and I don't. I don't. I definitely don't think it worked like that. I definitely don't think it worked like that. But you know what else I'm not hearing no too much buzz about is the Terrence Crawford fight.
but you know why? He don't have real fans, in my personal opinion. They just a bunch of haters.
I mean, I'm like, where is all the Terrence Crawford fans at? Like, I don't hear
Hmm.
anybody talking about this fight. Like, ain't nobody making no videos about it. Ain't nobody saying nothing about it.
The
It's
avocado fight had more pop than this fight. And my understanding, homeboy, a real contender. So like, I don't know why wouldn't you want to hype up your man's and the greatest, the pound for pound number one,
the best
hype
fight
him
on the
up. I don't
planet.
understand it.
But I think I just read something that was saying that Madrimov was injured and he had to be cleared for this Terrence Crawford fight. I read that on Twitter somewhere. I think I might repost it to my Twitter account. Hey, if y'all not following me on Twitter, let me see. Let me share the screen. Make sure y'all following me on Twitter. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to get used to this, y'all. Give me a second.
I don't even have a Twitter.
What? That's what they be
Straight
talking
up.
all the noise on there. All right, y'all make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at 2cents20. This me on Twitter, y'all. So y'all make sure if you're not pick up your phones right now, go to X. Go ahead and follow me on there. We can go back and forth, debate, get some info, tag me and stuff. Let me know about the latest news. Keep me caught up. It's really hard to keep up with everything in boxing, man. It's extremely hard. Um, Frank Martin. Oh, let's see. I just see a video say shocker. Javante Davis drug cheating. Frank Martin allegations claims no VADA testing. And we got to understand VADA is not the only people that could test you. So just because there's no VADA testing doesn't mean somebody's necessarily cheating. All VADA do is collect the pee, the urine, and then take it to the places to be tested. Like I really don't understand what their purpose is actually. All things say nobody is talking about Pyro versus Matias either, and that fight is on the same day. Like I don't know why they
Mhm.
made that fight on the same day. The phenomenal show, what's going on? He said first time catching a live 2 cents. Salute 2 cents in chat.
Salute, bro.
Yeah, man. I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, I think Frank gonna win. Frank gonna stop him," but nobody is saying how Frank can do that. Like, how can Frank beat Tank? Anybody in the chat want to let me know? How do y'all feel like Frank Martin can be
Well,
victorious over Tank Davis?
Well, if he work his angles and pivot and actually try to spin Tank a lot, because he do throw that straight left pretty good, and that left hook is nice. I seen what he did to Michelle with that joint. I mean, it's ways you can win. You know, a boxer always got a puncher's chance, as they say. So you never know. I mean, if I was Frank, I would incorporate that uppercut too, because Tank likes to get real low. So I'll bring his chin right up with that joint. But I mean, we have to see when he in the ring.
Man, I can't wait. What you think about the Benavidez fight?
Hold on. Hey, 2 Cent, I'm gonna come back. All right.
Okay.
My bad.
What do y'all think about the Benavidez fight? What do y'all think about this situation with what do y'all think about this situation with the zone and Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney saying that they haven't been paid yet? What's y'all 2 cents about that situation? Because I think, a lot of people saying a lot of people making it seem like, they don't know what they talking about. If they would have read their contracts, they would understand. But I mean, these people they've been fighting. This ain't they've won first 10 fights. So obviously they've never had issues being paid before. Um, this isn't Ryan's first fight with Golden Boy. This isn't Devin's first fight with the Zone. So they've clearly got paid before. Like, what's the issue? Why are they not getting paid? That's what I'm asking. Why are they not getting paid? What do y'all think? Let's see. Oh, did y'all watch the Gloves Off episode? What y'all think about the Gloves Off episode? I thought it was pretty good. I don't know, man. I just feel like I want something a little bit more from those shows. I'm not sure what. Maybe they can't show too much. They just missing something. I don't know what it is those shows are missing, but they missing something. All things say he got a hurt Tank and catch up early. Um, Benavidez fight is a damn good one. Yeah, a lot of people say Benavidez risks losing this fight. Says I'm a big Benavidez fan. I need him to really show out. It says there ain't no back end 2 cents. That's the bottom line. Why they don't know that though? Phenomenal show. Why they just won't tell them it ain't no back end then? Why they keep telling them to wait? Frank outworking Tank and stand alert to Tank's brief moments of inintelligence counters. But Lenovo, that's what I mean when I say levels. Like, is Frank at a level where he can even do that? Can Frank even do that? Per Oscar, them guys got paid. I don't think so. I think Oscar said they had to wait. Let me see. I think Oscar said they had to wait and they should have read their contracts. Um, let's see. Oscar be on Twitter a lot. I'm trying to see what he wrote about that at. Maybe he took it down. Maybe he took it down. I don't see it no more. But say I'm a root for David. Says they got their guarantee and that's all because the fight lost money. So do y'all think they took a small guarantee because they thought the numbers were gonna be so big? I wonder. I wonder if they took like a small guarantee because they thought they was gonna get a lot on the back end. And now they pissed because they got played. Says Golden Girl on that BS. Did they check Oscar's nose? He did. He needs to sell the company. Wow. Says they do know it. Ryan and Devin full of shit. They don't want the world to know that their fight flopped. They lie too much. Well, if they didn't want the world to know they fight flopped, they definitely shouldn't be on here talking about they ain't get paid. Because that's how we know that whole flop. Now Oscar said they got paid their guarantee They have to wait for the back end if there is back end, and there ain't none. That's cold, man. Because they probably took $1, $2 million guarantees. Oscar said they got paid and that the other monies will be dispersed as it came in. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. But we shall see. I mean, let's say that they needed to do, or let's say that they did get a high guarantee and they needed to sell 300,000 or something crazy before they was able to split the black back end. But I mean, doing a $4 million gate, I'm sure that their purses was probably more than that. So they definitely shouldn't be expecting no back end. Can y'all Google purses? Somebody look up what their purses was and see if y'all can find it. Let me know in the chat. But I don't think anyone knew the pay per view wouldn't sell. Um, I don't know what they thought, Jay Henderson, because they scaled the fight to do a $14 million gate, which was kind of crazy, considering the fact that neither Ryan nor Devin Market is in New York. So that kind of didn't make no sense. Even Ellaby said, like, I don't know who scaled this fight, but something ain't right. Ryan even tweeted and said that he doesn't believe the numbers. That's because Oscar told them what the pay-per-view numbers are. They flopped. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, they flopped. $4 million gate. I know a lot of people gonna blame Ryan, but shit, you gotta blame whoever made them ticket prices and whoever took them out of their market and moved them all the way across the country to New York. Their scaling was off. It was way off. It was way off. I don't even know if off is the word. Their scaling was way off. But let's see what else is going on in boxing. I mean, usually when a fight coming up, you get some good back and forth going on. Lately, all the back and forth I've seen is Shakur and Tank. They're not even talking about Frank. They're not even talking about Frank. Oh, what y'all think about the top rank card? What y'all think about Shushu? What y'all think about Xander Zayas? I thought Shushu did a pretty good job in the fight. I seen Inouye was at the fight. Listen, you call out Inouye, he pulling up on you. Inouye don't play them type of games. Shushu was talking all that noise about Inouye. Inouye pulled up to the fight. That boy was in the crowd. I say, oh shit, that boy Inouye in the crowd. Y'all better stop playing with Inouye. You call out Inouye, he pulling up on you. At first I wasn't really an Inouye fan, but I'm not gonna lie, he kind of growing on me a little bit. I usually don't really pay too much attention to the smaller fighters, but I do got a couple that I like Bam Rodriguez, Sonny Edwards. I'm starting like Inouye, Cool Boy Steph. I have a few little fighters that I like, but Inoue pulled up on Shushu. I don't think Shushu is ready for Inoue. I feel like he needs a couple of more fights. Like I said, it's level to things. I feel like he needs a couple more step up fights. And that be my biggest thing with top ranked fighters. A lot of people try to say, oh, the PBC fighters, they hype jobs and they this and that. But when I watch the PBC fighters fight, I feel like they're in good competition. They're not in there with fighters that you know they just gonna run over. But I feel like when I watch the top ranked fighters, like they're not necessarily in there with just the better competition. Like they're in there with people that they should be beating and that they should look extremely good against. Am I being biased or do y'all feel like that? Because I mean, even with the Xander Zayas fight, I felt like he did okay, but I feel like he should have did way better against that opponent. Like he should have stepped on him. I mean, I get it, he beat him every round, but I don't know. I guess maybe it's me. Maybe my expectations were too high and I just expected more. It says 14 million scale in a building that only held 19K people. It just doesn't correlate. Exactly. That's why those tickets were so high. It says I just think there's too much going on right now in boxing. It says Shushu looked okay. Says I think they're gonna feed Shushu to him. Then it brings the Tank fight in reach. Yeah, and then they're gonna make it seem like, oh, he beating up all the black fighters. Smoking Bud, salute. What's going on, Smoking Bud? It says that's valid. Top rank matchmaking is mid. Yeah, I mean, it's like let's see some competitive fights, not you putting your fighters in there and they just beating up on people. And that's kind of how I feel like about Jared Anderson. Like, I want to see Jared Anderson step it up. I want to see Jared Anderson fight some tougher people, not people moving up weight classes, not people on short notice. Like, I want to see Jared Anderson step in there and fight some tough fights. I want to see these top ranked fighters in there with better competition, because I feel like I'm always left with the question of how good is he after the fight. Like, okay, that was a good fight, but how good is he really? You get what I'm saying? So maybe they'll have these fighters step it up. I don't know. It says Shushu and Zander need some more fights. They need a lot more fights. Um, they need a lot more fights. They need a lot more competitive fights. I don't know, man. I watch top ranked cards, and I hate to use the word boring, but they just really don't be doing for me a lot of the times. I mean, they're good fights though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Facts. You should always know what's finna happen in everybody's fights, except for the PBC fight cards. It's weak as hell. Yeah, and you can tell by the odds of the fight when you go to the betting sites. And you are minus 6,000. Like, what? How are you a minus 6,000? You really a minus 6,000, bro? Like, why are you even in the ring? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I got a couple of more minutes if anybody want to come up here and get a 2 cents. I might go, since it's fight week, I might go live throughout the week. But it's not giving fight week, man. Like, where's the bickering, the debating? They facts 2 cents, that shit be weak and boring. But you know, understand phenomenal show. People go so hard on top rank, like their fight cards aren't the most entertaining. And I'm like, their fight cards be the most entertaining, y'all. You watch a fight card, it's gonna be some upsets on there. It's gonna be good. Says bum rank cards are straight setups, no chance for their guys to lose. But let everybody else tell it, they got the best cards out there. They way better than PBC cards. Even though you heard AB himself say PBC gonna pay you, but they gonna put you in there with Godzilla. So you gonna be fighting. So we got Earl Spence coming back to the ring in October. I didn't talk about that today. Maybe I'll talk about it next time I go live. And we're gonna see what Earl look like. This may be his last fight, just as he tweeted out. But we'll see. I hope he got another 2-3 more fights left in him. At this point, I'm not sure how I would feel about a Earl and Bud rematch. I'll have to see how he looks after the Fundora fight. Anybody looking forward to the Terrence Crawford card? I want to see. I think Pitbull fighting, right? I want to see Pitbull. I was interested in the Virgil Ortiz Tim Tszyu fight, but that fight has been canceled due to Tim Tszyu's injury. But my thing is, why did y'all even make the fight? Like, y'all didn't know his injury wasn't gonna be healed before y'all made the fight. Y'all just was like making the fight, and then we gonna see if he okay. But it's not a lot of buzz about that card, so I'm talking about it. It was supposedly the best card in boxing history. Now all of a sudden nobody's talking about it at all. The Phenomenal Show, they go so hard on PBC because Al flipped the business on his head. They hate the fact that he came in and paid fighters their worth. But you know what's crazy about that Phenomenal Show? Is Turkey Al Sheik is running the same play that Al Heyman ran. But when Al Heyman did it, he was ruining boxing. But when Turkey Al Sheik is doing it, he's saving boxing. See, Turkey Al Sheik got Bob involved, the Zone involved, Oscar involved, right? He's shelling out that money. But when Bob came in and he was just doing it for his fighters, they didn't like that. But he running the same play. He overpaying these fighters, quote unquote, right? He quote unquote overpaying these fighters, putting on these shows, but he's saving boxing. And a lot of people want to say he giving us the fights the fans want to see, but they're okay. Oh, this is another thing. How do y'all feel about they said that Usyk, Tyson Fury, and Usyk did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. One of the biggest pay-per-view buys, one of the biggest pay-per-views in history. Now, a lot of people were saying that those were UK sales, and that in the UK, the pay-per-views are a lot cheaper than in the US. So, what y'all think about that? Tyson Fury and Usyk being one of the quote-unquote most viewed pay-per-views. Let me see. What y'all think about that? Says Bud fan base is virtually non-existent. I mean, where they at, Jay Henderson? Why they not talking about the fight? Why they not hyping your boy up? Why they not making videos? And Turkey losing hella money doing it. I see the bullshit. Trust me. He got hella money to throw away. Apparently, says Jerry Anderson is not a complete boxer. Roy wanted him to perform a basic pattern on the pads, and Jared was struggling. Roy had a look of confusion on his face. Is that a clip, Lenovo? I gotta see it. What you mean? You talking about what they be doing, like the little mid work? He couldn't get the combo together. Says the fights are just okay. PBC still puts on the best fight cards. Absolutely. That's what I think. Turkey definitely losing money. That's true. Those were UK sales, not US sales. Turkey even said that the overwhelming majority of pay-per-view buys came from the UK. So is it comparable? Can you say, oh, this is one of the most, like, can you compare a $19.99 pay-per-view to an $89.99 pay-per-view that do a million pay-per-view buys? Because it said they made 50 million. So, I mean, you did a million pay-per-view buys, you only made 50 million? Says fake news. There was no buzz for that Fury versus Usyk BS. Sports washing like a mug. Yeah. Says Bud fans are too busy making conspiracy videos about Ryan Garcia. I think we're pretty much over the Ryan Garcia thing. He probably will get suspended. I think they came to the conclusion it was contamination. I mean, I think that's dead now. I think people are pretty much over it, but we'll see. All things say they ashamed of Bud next fight maybe. But he a champion, all things. He got a belt. Bud fighting for legacy. Even though he spent all that time saying he didn't want to fight Boots because he don't bring nothing to the table and he fighting for money. Now all of a sudden he fighting Madrimov and he fighting for legacy. Because I can see about 40% of that in the UK. They already complained about the illegal streaming after the fight was over. D-Town Funk say, what's all this Bud talk? We promoting the fight, D-Town. What you mean? Ain't nobody else talking about the fight, so we talking about the fight. We talking about Bud fight card that he got coming up. Ain't nobody else talking about it. Ain't nobody mentioning it. So we talking about it. We trying to get some buzz going for your boy so he can get them pay-per-view numbers up. Nobody saying nothing negative. They gonna give that boy time served. Absolutely. Says Big Baby started crying. He was too young and Roy Jones was working with him. He might get KO versus Piccoli. Says Bud rally fighting each year gives him a lot of time to cycle PEDs flawlessly. Nobody saying all that in Lenovo. We just trying to bring some hype up about this fight, about this card that was supposedly the best card we've had. That is so hilarious. But I don't know, Bud don't need to cycle no PEDs with these people he fighting. Phenomenal show. That shit got me crying. Well, anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining me today. It's past 7. I'll be back next Sunday. I know it was a slow show today, even though it's fight week. Somebody say at 2 cents is Bud going to win. I don't see him losing. Creole the Traveler, you see Bud losing this fight? like I've looked up some Madrimov fights. A lot of people try to say he got a good amateur record. He fights at different angles. He's awkward. He got a lot of holes in this game. A ton of holes in this game, and Bud's just gonna exploit and expose him. I don't see Bud losing this fight. I don't have any reason to say it's gonna be that super competitive like that. But we'll see. But thank everybody for joining me today. Be sure to come back next Sunday, 5 p.m. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, but I'll be here. Thank you for everybody that donated in the Cash App today. I got it, man. 54. Appreciate the $5 in the Cash App. He said, for the channel, you keep up the good work. Listen, make sure to help support the channel. If you would like to help support the channel monetarily, you could do that through 2 Cents Boxing at the Cash App, or you could simply just punch the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Those are the free ways to help support the channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to content to help me on the road to 1,000. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.
Thank you.